So hello gamers, today we're going to be figuring out which weapon class in Phantom Forces is the best. Now this game has a few different weapon classes and each of these are different and have their own pros and cons. But first off we have the assault rifle class, which is argued to be the best. We'll figure out if it is actually the best, but we're going to start with this one. A good example of an assault rifle would be something like the AUG 3 or maybe the HK416 or in some cases something like the M231. And also wow, the skybox, dude. This is not a custom skybox, what? In very rare cases assault rifles can be pretty good in close range, but what they tend to have is a 4-shot to a 5-shot kill. Sometimes they have a 3-shot and sometimes they 4-shot all ranges. They tend to be automatic guns, have about 700 RPM, and are pretty good for medium ranges. In close range, they're kind of outclassed by a PDW, and in long range, they're kind of outclassed by a DMR or a sniper. In fact, many of the assault rifles, not counting the AUG 3, can't even be that effective past, I don't know, 200, 250 studs. Many of them probably would not even get a kill past that range. But in close range, they're alright. And in medium range, that's really where they're best. In fact, they'll probably outclass even, I don't know, like a DMR, a sniper rifle, simply because they're automatic, have 30 rounds, and have a pretty good rate of fire. And at medium range, they will still probably 4-hit. It really depends on the gun, but a lot of them can 4-hit all ranges, which is really nice. There are edge cases like the M231, but obviously that one's not effective at all past a certain range. But yeah, that is a very, very fast killing one. But we're going over the categories by a whole, not based off of a single gun in the class, but the entire class itself and what it stands for. So overall, these are very good, but at very long ranges, they aren't that effective, and in close range, they cannot be as effective as other guns. Definitely a good pick though. Next up, you got battle rifles. I decided to choose the Scar H. It's not my favorite battle rifle, but it's kind of just the generic one. Now, battle rifles tend to have a ton of recoil, only 20 bullets, and somewhat of a slower rate of fire. However, they boast very large damage, a lot of suppression, a lot of penetration, and very good muzzle velocity. It depends on which one it is, but most of them have good muzzle velocity. There are edge cases like the ECR, but like I said, we're going to go by a generic one for the class, not by edge cases, not by certain guns that are slightly better. It's just what you would expect from that class. So from a battle rifle, you would not expect long range performance to be that good, and that is just because they have a lot of recoil. However, in close range, they would be good. Some of them can 2-hit without both of them even being headshots, but due to their very low shots to kill, and of course the heavy recoil, they're best used in close to medium range, but they're not terrible at longer ranges. It's just, you're not going to be able to use one at like 500 studs away and hit shots. So yeah, good for close to medium range, but pretty bad at range. Still effective at range due to their high damage, but not very viable. But then you have the Carbine class. What you can expect from most of them is that they will be kind of like an assault rifle with a 6-shot at range, and also better handling due to a shorter barrel length, much lower velocity, but they'll have something good about them that makes them a little bit better in some ways than their assault rifle counterparts. For example, the K1A has good handling and a fast rate of fire, and the M4A1 has a 3-shot kill instead of a 4, and you can more or less expect that from a lot of them. They'll have something that makes them better from more close range, but the thing about these is that they really fall off after medium range. And due to a short barrel length, they usually have very low muzzle velocity, which makes them not very viable at range. But next we have the shotgun class. An average shotgun would be the Remington 870. This kind of embodies the shotgun class as a whole. It's a very jack-of-all-trades shotgun. It's also really fun to use, and it actually just works so well, except there where I hit him for 93. Game moment. A 3-shot. But yeah, shotgun you can expect to be alright at like 30 to 50 studs. Sometimes they can still 1-hit from that far, but as you can see, they will 1-shot up close, but they're not going to 1-shot past a certain range. And discounting the KS-23M and the Stevens, you will never get a kill past a certain range, except if it's the KS-23M or the Stevens, because they can kill pretty far. And yeah, overall, the fact that they shoot slow, they don't have a good magazine capacity a lot of the time, they have heavy recoil. Overall, the shotgun class, while very good for CQC, is outperformed by a lot of the other weapon classes in the game. But then you have the PDW class. Now, PDWs are pretty all over the place like Carbines. They're so varied and there's so many of them. They tend to be kind of like Carbines, where they can 3-hit kill or shoot fast or both, but will 6-hit at range, and they tend to perform worse than Carbines at range. They're very, very good handling wise, and they can shred people up close, but at range, they're really not going to perform that well. Certain ones like the MP5 are actually pretty good at range, especially with like a stubby grip, long barrel, and don't expect to get kills at certain ranges. Certain PDWs maybe, but not a lot of them. But yeah, I mean, they're really good. In a close quarter situation, a PDW will be the best, but overall, they are not going to outperform something like an assault rifle at longer ranges. Then you have an interesting change of pace, the DMR category. DMRs actually serve a very different purpose. Although they can work really well in close range, they tend to be for longer ranges. But here's the thing, they do actually perform pretty well in CQC. The SA58, for example, has a faster fire rate than the M3A1, can one-shot headshot, can kill with 1 limb and 1 torso, or basically 2-shot anywhere essentially. Can 2-tap to the head at all ranges, and due to the fact that it has 500 RPM, you can shoot it pretty fast, to the point where it's basically a battle rifle with a lot of damage. Another DMR, for example, can 2-shot torso up close. Can kill with 1 head and 1 limb at all ranges. Actually, 1 head, 1 torso, my bad. Can 3-shot anywhere on the body at all ranges. And a good player will be able to kill somebody up close and at any range. And the fact that most of them have a 2-shot all ranges ability, as long as you're pretty accurate, makes them some of the best guns in the entire game, as long as you know how to use them. The Scar SSR has more muzzle velocity than most of the snipers, the same muzzle velocity as the BFG, M107, or Hecate, and can 1-shot headshot to a very far range as well. The VSS Ventura up close will do 99 headshot damage, can 2-shot to the limbs, can 3-shot anywhere in the body at any range, and has 700 RPM in a full auto mode. Even the SL8 has a 30-round mag, fires as fast as the AK-74, but just has more damage, and has the 300 conversion, which can 1-shot headshot all ranges, as long as you hit your shots. So yeah, overall they can be good in CQC, they can be good in mid-range, in fact they're probably best in mid-range. You will probably be oh my gosh. You'll probably be 3-tapping or 2-tapping at any range. But the video wouldn't be completed if I didn't talk about sniper rifles as well. While they don't shoot that fast, sniper rifles tend to 1-shot to the torso or head, and the fact that they can do that is what sets them apart from other guns. Basically a slug shotgun that can also 1-shot headshot all ranges, has good muzzle velocity, and while you can 1-shot, the fact that you lose your torso kill, with most of them and the ones that don't either have 1 bullet or incredibly strong recoil, or just shoot incredibly slow, make them sometimes less effective at very far ranges than a DMR. Up close, a shotgun will fire faster. At medium range, when you can't torso kill, you may as well just spray them with an assault rifle. And while these guns are very, very good, the fact is, if you don't hit every single headshot, you're just not going to do that well with them. They just have a little bit of a lower killing potential than other guns. And don't get me wrong, I really like the snipers, but the fact that a DMR just performs better. There's literally a DMR that shoots like 6 times the speed of most of the snipers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the SL9. So if I had to say what class all around would be the best, it would probably be the DMRs. Since they're tappy, it doesn't really matter that they have recoil, except maybe the TCR, and then the recoil does matter. And as you can see, I could use a sniper, but I'm still killing people at just the same range. Oh, what? 527 stud Mark 11 kill. But yeah, the fact that this gun can also 2-tap up close without even hitting a headshot, and a lot of DMRs can 1-shot headshot, this is just way more versatile. And of course, I just skipped every single secondary, because a secondary is not going to be as versatile as a primary most of the time. Secondaries are supposed to be worse. Nice job, buddy. And yeah, a lot of secondaries are great. Hey, it's me, Editing Strider. I almost forgot the LMG category until I was editing. So here's the thing with LMGs, right? They are incredibly good, and I do agree that some of them might even be overpowered. As a whole, this category could be better than DMRs, depending on how you look at it. A DMR will more effectively kill from like 600 studs away, but man, some of these guns, bro, namely the RPK-12, I don't even know if it's fair, bro. So yeah, it's probably tied between the two of them. I'd give it to the DMRs overall. These guns can't 2-hit as easily, but like, it's really up to you guys. But yeah, back to not editing me. Yes, a PDW might be better in CQC, but if you want something that's usable in CQC, good in mid-range, and great in long range, and actually works at like 527 studs away with not a lot of effort, that's the DMRs, bro. They just do that. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, gamers. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.